Hey guys, welcome back, or should I say welcome to my channel. My name is Seth. You can call me Dr. Zombrain, Doc, whatever. And this is my second channel. This is going to be the first video of said channel. And I know I sound a little rough right now. I just want to get this out because I do want to start kind of working on this channel a bit. I said I didn't want to do this until I grew much larger, a few thousand subscribers. But the type of content on this channel is just going to be too different that I decided I need to make something new. I need to make a new channel. And I already had the email for it. I already actually had the channel. Just did a little rebranding, new profile picture, add a description. And this will be my writing channel. So I'm going to show you a few things that I've worked on so far. But not just writing, it's books. I want to read more, so I figured I can maybe do some video essays where I do some reviews of some books, kind of like a little book club type thing. I think that could be pretty fun. I have a friend that I plan on trying to do some reading with, or I want to reread. For example, I still need to finish The Ballad of Zombrain and Snakes, and I didn't realize the classic To Kill a Mockingbird has a sequel. So I have that book. So both of those books I really want to read, so I can read them, either do chapter reviews, full book reviews, and I'll throw them on this channel. But the main part is going to be videos or streams where I'm just working on my creations. I have a lot of ideas. I'm going to show you some of them. I'm going to show you some of my books. Not that I finished, but journals types of things. So let's get into it. So as you can see here, this is the channel. This is where you're watching this from, honestly. Though I might maybe make a TikTok out of this, something like that, make a short. But this is the channel. Right now there's nothing, as this will be the first video. But I just want to show you around. This right here, gotta click on it. This right here is my podcast that I do. I try to do it weekly at minimum. I do this with my friend Junior Wolf, 2006. So if I do a little this, here you go.
Hey guys.
So I have this right here. As you can see, we do a lot. But the main channel is right here. This is my main channel. A lot of you are probably going to come from here, but if not, I do a lot of anime and stuff. I just updated my About You. Call me Doc, Zom, kind of whatever. This is my channel. I do a lot of gaming content for the most part. When Black Ops 6 comes out, I plan on doing a lot of that. But I also love One Piece. I'm actually doing a 101 Piece, like a One Piece class, where I break down the arc, one arc at a time. So I'm really going to look forward to doing that. But yeah, this is my main channel. I have everything set up. I ain't small. I've got some views. I got some subs. But yeah, I'll have a link tree as well, as you can see, so you can go check out everything. I do have a Discord as well. If you want to join my community, if you want to talk about my books, talk about your books, I'm going to add some channels to the Discord for Dr. Zombrain books, where I'll add threads on the books that I review, and you can share your different ideas. I would love to try to read them. Though I'm a slow reader, I love to try to read them. I want to build a community out of this. This is more than just me bragging, oh, I want to be an author. I want to build a community out of this, and I would love to get feedback. So as I finish a chapter or something, I'd love for you guys to have your input on it, whether that be character development, whether that be setting, whatever that may be. But here is my Google Docs. I got a lot of stuff in here. Some of it's crap, some of it not so much. So this is old at this point. Who knows when this was? This is a copy. And I kind of just messed around with it. But I thought I wrote a lot. This is terrible. Like, this is actually terrible. But I've always enjoyed writing. And then nothing really came from this. Then we have this, which I wrote in one night. It's not too much. I have not read it. I just know I was sad, and this is kind of depressing. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it. I don't suggest it. Anyway, I got a bunch of stuff here. You know, I do want to work on this, but I have a lot of ideas, and that's the big thing I want to show you. So, the first idea is escape. That's the other thing that you just saw, and the idea behind it is, this is slightly better. The idea behind it is escape is the character. I know it's spelled wrong. That's the name of the character, and that character strives to escape things, right? It's kind of goofy. It's going to be like a mystery, get out of jail, but it has a lot more freedom to it. One that I hand wrote, and is also terrible, is Escape from Space-Time. He died, but he actually vanished in the time stream or something, I don't know. Escape from Alcatraz, you know. Escape from Sky Prison. Bunch of really stupid stuff. But the idea is there. And I would love to continue with some of these ideas. There is this, which I'm going to rewrite, and I think some of it is pretty good. I have a lot of professors from school, whether that be college or high school, that have read some of this stuff, and they've given me input. But I have two main pieces of work that I'm currently working on. That is right here, The Crashing Realms, and this right here, Spectre's Veil. Those are the two main novels that I currently am working on. However, before you get into there, I want to give you the idea that I have behind this right here. That is the Zombrain. So I actually have right here my journal. It's kind of hard to read with the lighting. Right, because it's kind of pitch black in here. As you can see right here is a Zombrain. And the idea stems, the name that I have, stems from Julius Caesar. During the time of Caesar, the military they had was a triumvirate. It is like a monarchy, however, with a set of 3 rulers. Now, pretty much take that, it's still 3, but scary. Absolute cinema. The idea that I have is there's going to be 4 at minimum books. The first book will be the main villain / character will be the Beast of Fear. The second one will be the Beast of Violence. The third one will be the Beast of Envy and Pride. And then what will happen is they will all come together and do something, whether that be defeated or whether that bring eternal darkness. It's pretty much going to be a horror story. Yeah. I don't really know where I want to go with that, but I do have some ideas of where those come from. Think of it as if you've read Chainsaw Man. I know this will probably not be as big in the anime community because I feel like books, like deeper books, and anime and manga aren't the same, but this is me, and those are all the things I enjoy. There's people that enjoy me, and maybe bring some of those types of readers that read something like To Kill a Mockingbird or Hunger Games into anime and manga, and the anime and manga people into some more proper Western literature. And if you read Chainsaw Man, it is coming from that idea where those beasts come from humanity's desires. So humanity's violence will create a beast. Maybe, I don't know. That's not saying what it is. That's just kind of where the idea came from. Man, my voice is rough. But again, I have 2 main pieces of work and I want to work on. The Heart of the Fairy's Heart was my original idea, but then I realized that doesn't really pair well for the rest of, or half of the novel. So right here, if you open it up, I'm not going to open up the other one. This is the one that I can share to people and you guys can kind of see. There is a second chapter in the works. And as you can see, it is a proper start to a series. If we go to tools, actually I don't use, Word count. Okay. So currently it's at 15 pages, 5,538 words, which I think is pretty cool. Where's the word count? There it is. Nice. And I did have a synopsis on an old version, and I have a lot of ideas with this story on where the characters are going to go, where the stories are going to go. But let me read you some points. There's some characters. They go on quest. It is a dual story. There's two different storylines that go side by side. They're kind of identical, kind of not, and they live in, there's two different worlds, and they're going through a quest. One is more fictional, one is more realistic. And pretty much they're coming together, and they both have an endpoint. I don't want to explain too much, but there's a lot of mystery behind it. There, especially in the first few chapters, and there's this huge realization and some really cool ideas that I have. I could explain them here. I explained the harm for it because I don't know where that's going. I know where this is going. I will do a separate video on this where it will be a spoiler video where I break it down and some ideas that I have, so you can work on it if you want. Or if you want to see the progress and learn the story as it is made, I will do a separate video where it is spoiler free. But this is the first chapter, and I think it's pretty good. I've had a lot of people read it, and I had a lot of, actually, let me see if I go to the original. No comments, because I had to go through multiple accounts. This isn't the original. But yeah. So this is a pretty cool one that I have going. This is definitely the one that I'm also the farthest in. The other one is called Spectre's Veil, and I'm actually going to pull up my OneNote to show you kind of how it is done. This one does not have a page written, but I have definitely done some brainstorming. Z Crushing Realms, I have it here, and I'm gonna kind of break it up because I only just got this PC, so I don't have a lot of stuff. But I'm gonna add it here, so that way when I'm writing and typing, I can have one monitor, have this stuff pulled up, the other different, because I do have a lot. One other thing with the Crashing Realms, which again I don't think you can see, all of this is written for the Crashing Realms. But yeah, I have a lot of cool ideas for this, and there's actually, I also try to put some meaning into I also try to put some ideas into the title. So Crashing Realms is very important. This one is called A Spectre's Veil. So there's going to be some slight spoilers, but I'm going to try not to look too much into this. But pretty much, I will have key points. I'm going to put a bunch of points here. I have some characters. The main character, which I'll tell you, is Lorien Ashbourne. This will be a magical world with my own magic system that I'm still in development, and I'm going to develop it as I go. But I do have some ideas here. It will have a fundamental part will be the elemental side, where it will have earth is better than wind, fire is better than water, etc. They each have their own thing. Earth is plants, so it's more than just the ground. It's plants, greenery, nature. But it's going to be more so for defense. You can build walls and stuff, but also construction. You can build houses, walls for that. Fire. It is more than just fire. A big magic story that I like is Black Clover, right? And they can really base it off of anything. There's somebody with chain magic or something like that, right? Or mercury magic. Those will have a basis of one of these four. So it's not only fire magic, that is just where it starts from. And fire magic is fire, but it's also energy. So theoretically, nuclear. stuff like that. It could be light. Light would also be in fire. Earth is, like I said, nature. So, plant, whatever you think nature is. Not quite animals, but water is, again, it would be water, H2O, but it could be any fluid. And fire would also, the main thing would be offense. So you have defense, offense, and then you have water, which would be supportive, and healing, which is very generic, but that's the way I'm going to do it. But it could be any fluid, so that doesn't mean you can control it, but that means I'm going to say like mercury on here, right? Like melted mercury could be here, and physical mercury would be earth magic. You're also not limited to one type, but you can have a proficiency in a type, which makes it easier to do that type of magic. Finally, there's wind, which would be weather. So you can do storms, tornadoes, lightning, and some things will fall in multiple. So you can create a thunderstorm and strike lightning with wind magic, or you could do it with fire because lightning is electricity. But the other thing that wind would be is transportation, so flying, or communication. You will have spells that you could send communication through the wind type of thing. I also will have some terms that I'm going to use. There will be mana veins, so kind of like veins in your body. There will be mana veins throughout your body, and they're going to be called aether channels, which all come from a center point, kind of like a heart, which will be called the Ethereum core. The magic will be done, so some people use wands, some people use books, some people use words. I will use symbols through fingertips. So, write something and send it off. But there will be magic wands that people with weaker Ethereum cores can use to pull out their maximum. So say that somebody has a max mana of 1,000. They can easily say that somebody only has a max mana of 10 though, and this spell is 9. That means you have to use 90% of your magic to use this. That's hard to use all of that in one spell. So you can use the wand to cast that one spell, or just weaker spells, and just makes it easier. But there's actually going to be something that I want to pair with this, and that is runes. Runes are symbols that can be put on people or objects. They can be power, defensive, or elemental. So I can put a rune on myself, and I can multiply my own power by 3-fold. So I can multiply, say that this fireball does 10 damage, but I have a rune on myself, like an armor, like a chest plate, and now instead of doing 10 damage, it does 30 damage, right? That's not how I'm going to do it. I'm just explaining in like numerical terms how you can kind of think of this. So it can be power, or it can be defensive. So you can put it on armor, and it could absorb fire damage or something like that. Or elemental, which is just what it sounds like. I can make a fire sword, I can make a water sword, maybe I can make a water whip, or I can put a car, and I can put some wind magic on it, or a flute that can have communications, or whatever my music will translate something in your mind. And the big thing with runes, and the main reason I have them, is obviously for the extra complexity that you're going to have, because there will be different levels of runes and complexity to it. But it is for non-magic users. They can use this. So say that you put a rune, it would use the natural mana. So I have 0 mana. I can make a rune, and it will use the natural mana of the world, right? Because obviously we do have eternal, but the planet has some too. And non-magic people can use it. But if I do have an Ethereum core, I can put some of that into it, and it will make the rune significantly stronger. So I can use, since I have an Ethereum core, I can use defense magic to 100%. I can make a full flame sword. This guy can only make a match. But he can create fire from nothing through runes. And then the final thing I want to talk about, because there is some brotherly history, but I don't want to go into that because that's very important to the story, is I'll have a social hierarchy as well. There's Aristo. They are the nobles of the world. They are from beings with part of Lucian's soul, which is one of the characters. Top of the order and the strongest. I don't know why it's as strange as strongest. The order is a religion. I've created multiple religions as well that I will slowly develop and I want to add to, but I think I can start writing it. I'm trying to develop this a lot more, because Crashing Realms I didn't. I just went straight to writing, which is not a problem, but I really want this one to be, have them both fleshed out. There's Route, which is middle class. It's an average person that has a wide range of strength. They're not the strongest, but they're not the weakest. It can be anywhere between 100 and 500, right? So you can have very weak ones, but you can have really high ones. There's Plebeians that are the lower class. They have no magic. They are not the worst of the worst, but they are definitely not insignificant, but they're inferior to people with magic. And then finally, there's the White Bloods. They're the people of the sect, which is another religion, and they have the blood of Cyphrin with dormant, untapped potential. So these are very mysterious social hierarchy, but they're not looked positively on. So I don't have anything written of this one. There is this right here. Well, if you want to read that, go ahead, but there is spoilers. But I just have an idea, and I have a lot of where this is going to go. But those are my main story ideas. And yeah. But yeah, I'm going to be honest, I don't know what this channel is. The reviews are a separate thing. As I review, I'm going to put them here. But for the author part, for me writing my stories, I don't know how I want to do it. I might put shorts of, here's a crazy moment that happened in this chapter, kind of going through. It's like, top moment of chapter 1 of Spectre's Realm. I could do that. I'm thinking maybe streaming sometimes. It's like, hey, I have some motivation, because that's the big thing. I struggle with motivation, so I don't know when I work on these, and this is a slow process. This is not a channel that you should expect regular uploads, but hey, I finished a chapter, I'm going to rate the video of it. I might do monthly reviews, so if I can work on it 4 or 5 hours a month, maybe I'll do a monthly video. So it's like, hey guys, I had a little bit of a plot here, I wrote this short story, I wrote this poem, just all the literature that I've read or worked on that month. And the big thing is, with motivation, is streams. So I might be like, hey, I'm motivated, I really want to work on this, so I'm just going to click that stream button. I'm going to be down here in the little corner down here or something, and it's going to be Google Docs, it's going to be all this stuff open, and I'm going to be just kind of vibing with chat open, and maybe talking to you guys while I'm working on it. Maybe I'll work on it in silence, maybe I'll have some music in my headphones, and kind of just vibe on myself, looking over chat and be like, oh, hey, what's good, talk to you, here's what I'm thinking, and it can kind of be a space where you can work on it with me. Whether it be my story or if you want to work on it and you're writing, you come vibe with me and we kind of just work together and be like, hey, what are you guys working on? Kind of like a Discord chat. I know I see some people, there's this one server I'm in, and they do this every Thursday where it's just, hey, we're going to be creative and we're going to sit together and we're going to be creative together, just as a form of community. So I might do streams like that. So if that's something you're interested in, and it doesn't have to be writing, right? You can totally be drawing while I'm writing, or you don't even have to be. You can just put it on the side and read while I'm typing or something, and look over. It's like, oh, hey, so I can, pause it, scroll back, and all the VODs will be uploaded. So I have a lot of ideas of what this could be. And if you guys have ideas of what you want to see when it comes to literature, let me know. Maybe I'll do a monthly poem. I can do a lot of stuff. I can try to write short stories, like a page short story. I can do videos where it's like, hey, let's create a character. Let's create a rival of a random character of fiction that I've read, obviously. So, for example, Katniss Everdeen, let's do a sword rival. I don't know. Whatever. And have complete freedom of what I want to do, because this is my channel. But I want to start working on my stories a little bit more as a pastime, because I've just kind of been struggling to feel as motivated to game, especially for content. So I'm trying to do some more hobbies on the side, whether that be music, which will be on the main channel. I'm not going to make music content, but I do play music, guitar, piano. I want to learn violin. I have a violin. but this is something that I'm more passionate about, so I'm going to throw it here. So, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when I do upload. I don't know when that will be. I could have one in a week. I might not have one for 2 months. I just want to have this video out and have this channel started so I can, start pushing it out. Hey, go subscribe. Sorry, when I do actually upload stuff, I'll have it here. And check the Discord as well, because I'm going to add channels for all this. I know I said that earlier, but go check it out. And I might post some pictures. It's like, hey, here's a picture of my plot from my journal, or hey, here's a Q&A. Hey, I'm thinking of these 2 different paths. What do you think? Or I'm writing a short story, I don't really care, because I'm going to try to keep the novels very separate. Short story, I don't care. Not going to be long, and you guys can vote. So I'm going to be like, let's go route A or route B. You guys can vote on it. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys will follow along. With that, I'm Dr. Zombrain. Catch you next time. Peace.